So it seems Microsoft has finally acknowledged that what they have done in putting those 4 games over to other platforms has indeed caused problems. Internally, they've had meetings, kind of like a business update meeting that they've had with us. They've had one internally, and obviously they knew this was going to leak, so they made it as corpo as possible, but they have stated that what they did by putting those 4 games out has essentially stressed the brand. Now, what this means essentially is that they've acknowledged that what they have done has caused a lot of unrest within the Xbox community. A lot of, faith has been lost with the brand, and now they've, at least now they've internally acknowledged that this is a problem. Now, they have stated that it hasn't hurt the brand, it's just stressed the brand. Now, obviously, this is corpo talk. They've clearly seen the effects that this has had, the discontent that it's had, the mockery that it's made in regards to the social media aspects. It's not just Twitter after all. You've got Facebook, you've got TikTok. There is hundreds of videos out there just completely and utterly mocking Xbox, and this has escalated and gone higher and higher in terms of volume after these 4 games were announced, and games like Hi-Fi Rush was released on PlayStation. It gets worse when games like Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush, at least on launch on the PS5, actually run better. It gets bad when stuff like anti-cheat that people have been requesting for Sea of Thieves for such a long time only gets implemented once the game is being ported over to PlayStation. So it doesn't really leave a good taste in people's mouths when this sort of thing is happening. Now, sure, the Pentiment thing was a bug, it's been patched, it doesn't matter, it shouldn't have happened in the first place. The rendering on the PS5 in terms of just the shadows, it doesn't matter. The fact is, it's your game on your platform. It shouldn't be rendering better on a technically inferior platform. I get it rendering better on PC, but even on PC, it's not rendering as good as it does on PlayStation. But aside from that, that's all, water under the bridge, because the key point here is that, essentially, the morale within Microsoft HQ must have been down, right? The morale within Xbox division must have actually taken a hit for them to have this meeting and essentially tell them that the brand has been stressed. This tells you that they've taken note, they have acknowledged, and they are looking at ways to fix this. Now, end of April, we are supposed to be getting a big update. I mentioned this about a week or 2 ago. Recently, Colt Eastwood has also come out saying, wait till the end of April, there's a big update coming. Now, this is obviously in line with Hellblade 2. That's when we're expecting all the marketing stuff to come along. I'm also expecting a showcase for Hellblade 2 to land around that time as well. But potentially we could be seeing the actual handheld console as well. I mean, that's a big, grain of salt. But it would be nice if we actually did see it, because that would actually work out well. But, time will tell what's going to happen. Time will tell if this is actually going to be a thing. But the key point here is that Microsoft now, or at least the Xbox division, in particular Matt Booty, and this is coming from Jez Corden, and he's had this confirmed from a number of sources, and it's obvious that this was going to leak from Microsoft. They've got hundreds and thousands of people working there. Trying to keep this under wraps is not going to happen. It's going to go out, and that's why Matt Booty decided that the way he's even going to address the people that he's talking to is full on PR corpo mode. But if you read between the lines, they've acknowledged that this wasn't a good idea, and it hasn't paid off. From what we've seen, it doesn't look like these games have sold well. Now, obviously, we only have what's written, we only have what's been projected by True Trophies, and that you need to kind of register for, so it's not a true reflection, but it's all we have at the moment, right? So that's all we have to go by. But Pentiment hasn't set the world on fire for PlayStation. Hi-Fi Rush, which is probably the biggest one that went over there, the 90 Metacritic game for Xbox, pretty much Xbox's game of the year if you're looking at Metacritic on its own, didn't set it alight. No one really ran out and no one's singing the praises. No one's even talking about it. It didn't really move the needle. And if they were hoping that these games would get people to come over to buy a Xbox, well, that's not happened either. So it's clear that this experiment that they did has failed. And honestly, I'm kind of happy it failed, because this should prevent any more games going across. The fact that they've said the brand is stressed means that they have acknowledged that people are really upset. The morale in social media is really low. No one's really hyping Xbox. There's no real uplift. There's, go back a few months, even last year in December, the attitude towards people hyping Xbox, looking forward to 2024, despite the fact 2024 is looking to be really good. We saw the Colt Eastwood video regarding him saying Xbox has no games. I mean, for the first quarter of the year, they literally don't, right? And by that, I mean exclusive, first party games. Forget the exclusivity, because they go to PC, but they just don't have any first party games. And in terms of new third party games, they don't have that either, like ones that are only on Xbox. Multi-platform games, sure, they came out like Persona 3. You had Palworld, I guess, if that counts, even though the play count on that has hit rock bottom now with like less than 20,000 as we saw last night, or was it around 20,000? So, they haven't really had any real momentum going for the first quarter. Hopefully with the second quarter and onwards towards the end of the year, they should be having a really good momentum, starting with Hellblade. Then in the summer we should see Towerborn. Towards the end of the year we should be seeing Call of Duty, Indiana Jones, Avowed. We've still got Hinterberg to come as well. We've got we've got a few other games as well. I'm sure that the June showcase will also add a few more into that list that I'm missing out here. You got Microsoft Flight Simulator for those that enjoy that game. So it's pretty much star ride for the rest of the year. The first quarter was bad, and it's good to see that Xbox is acknowledging that this is an issue. This has actually affected them, and I'm guessing they've seen that this has affected them financially as well, or maybe just through PR, or maybe just through word of mouth. They've seen the negative effect that this has had, because they're not going to turn around and say this has damaged the brand, because then that would be seen really bad. But by using the word stress the brand, that's pure corpo talk, and it's good to see Matt Booty actually acknowledging that there are problems, and it's now down to them to try and sort that and get the community uplifted again. And I reckon this update that's coming at the end of April is going to fix that, because that's pretty much what it's there for. And hopefully in a couple of weeks, whatever it is that they're going to showcase, it should be Hellblade 2 and maybe a couple of other things, but whatever it is that they're going to showcase, that I've been told is supposed to be quite big, and Colt Eastwood as well has tweeted out that something is coming big at the end of April, well, that should hopefully set the Xbox community back on fire, back alight, and in the mood to do great things. And hopefully morale will increase at that point. Obviously not everyone is down in the dumps. The news of Steam coming to Xbox is big. The news of Epic Game Store coming to Xbox is big. It provides you more choice for more games and more access to all sorts of games. How that's going to work or not work is, a minefield of logistics in itself. But the cool thing is that if Steam is coming over, then Microsoft's vision to get VR on Xbox at some point when technology is ready could become a reality with the Steam Deckard. That is essentially a Steam Deck in a VR headset, but that would be interesting if that actually was compatible with the Xbox going forward, or with the next generation Xbox, to actually bring VR to the console. We know that VR has been something Phil Spencer has been eyeing for a while, but doesn't believe that it's ready now. And as we've seen with PlayStation, it's pretty much in the dumps, and now they're pretty much being reduced to $300, which is crazy considering it was more expensive than the console itself, but no one's buying them. So Phil probably did the right thing by not diving into it yet and waiting to see someone else. But I see this as a positive thing. The fact that Xbox and Matt Booty has acknowledged to his team that the brand is stressed means that now they know that what they did probably wasn't the best course of action. They've seen the ramifications, and now they're going to have to react and make things better. And that can only be good for us consumers. Well, that's the video. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion, and I will see you in the next one. Remain legend.